Hey guys, TJ here at Top Deck Cards and Games with a deck profile. Today I'm going to talk about Karakuri Machina plants, which is just a jumble of three tiny engines smashed together. It's surprisingly aggressive. It's really fun. Certainly not one of the best decks right now, but you can definitely win games with it, and it is a hoot to play. So first we have our Machina engine. We have 3 Machina Fortress, 3 Gear Frame, and then 1 Force. Machina Cannon's probably strictly, and by probably I mean like almost definitely strictly better. But I had a Force on hand, and it's hardly relevant. Yes, one's better, but it's not going to make that big of a difference. Ideally, you want to summon Gear Frame turn 1 basically every game. One of the key parts of your deck is just to get Fortress for the level 7 machine. Next we have 2 Karakuri Watchdogs, 2 Karakuri Strategists, and 2 Karakuri Ninja. These guys are just tuners. When we go off, we're going to special them a lot, and I'll explain that a little more in a second. And then we play quick, A, because it's a non-tuner we can get, and mostly so you can end your combo with a quick and attack for even more stuff. So that's the Karakuri package. And then we have the plant package. Tulip Fire Blossom, Dandelion, Spore, Glow Bulb. Glow Bulb and Spore are 2 of the main workhorses of the deck, and Fire searches them. So when you have a Fortress in play, you can regularly use Glow Bulb and Spore to just create incredibly explosive fields. And then our last monster is Redox. Redox functions as a monster born and a level 7 body. It can be a very big deal for this deck. Spells, we have 3 Upstart Goblins, 2 Mystical Space Typhoon. I would like to fit 3 of these in, but there's not really that much space in the deck. There's a lot of things I would like to do to increase the consistency before I would put the 3rd Typhoon in. The thing the deck really loses to is Vanity's Emptiness, so you have to be very cognizant of having ways to deal with that. You have 2 Instant Fusion, 1 for 1, 1 Limiter Removal. Winning for free is really nice. Soul Charge, Foolish, and Mind Control. Mind Control is kind of average actually in here. It seemed like a good idea at first since we had so many tuners. It's okay sometimes. Like 1 game I drew it and it was incredible, 1 game I drew it and it was just dead the entire game. But the way the format is right now, it's normally not bad. And then our trap cards are 3 Reckless Greeds. We're a very greedy combo deck. A lot of the time, you're honestly just a ticking time bomb. Eventually, you'll find cards to just blow your opponent out. And digging 2 cards deeper, like if those cards were bricks anyway, like you were just going to lose drawing them normally, so you might as well Reckless and just get through them and, you know, hope you hit not bricks so you can win. And we have 3 Trap Stuns, because like I said, Vanity is a big deal. And while we can grind through back rows pretty easily, it's a lot more rewarding to just flip a trap stun, negate their entire back row, and just kill them. And then we have 3 Vanity. A lot of games you won't get to just outright kill your opponent or create a nigh unstoppable board, and you'll just flip Vanity. Just to walk through, in case some of you don't see the interactions. If we'll say we turn 1 summon Gear Frame, and by some chance it doesn't die, we can summon our Fortress the next turn, Lone Fire, go into like a, well, both our Lone Fires, get a Spore for instance, then we can just make an incredible board. Like, we have a Beret, off that guy, Beret Special's another monster, so we can Synchro with him, or we can bring back Spore, Synchro with him. If we have machines in our hand, we can bring back our Fortress. You can just easily put well over 8,000 damage on the board. The Upstart Goblins barely even conflict with the amount of damage you're going to put out there. So it's very easy to just blow your opponent out in 1 turn with this deck, which is really cool. It makes it a lot of fun to play. You know, you're playing a lot of really mismatched cards that end up working together in a surprisingly fun way. Machina Fortress is one of the best cards, like, just in general. It's very easy to summon. It's very hard to deal with. Puts a lot of pressure on. It deals with Wind very effectively, so your Shadow matchup isn't that bad. It's not great. Wind and Emptiness are really hard to deal with. But from my experience, Wind is not what's going to lose you games. It's going to be Emptiness. It's going to be if you deal with the Wind and then they flip Emptiness, especially. That can put you way too far behind and make it way too hard for you to win the game ever. We'll talk about the extra deck a little bit. You have a Cyrosaurus and a Panzer Dragon. Split of these are our Instant Fusion targets. We use them for Instant Fusion machines. That's why they were both chosen. Cyrosaurus is included rather than just using 2 Panzer Dragons because of Naturi Beast. Just being Earth matters. And Panzer Dragon has the utility of you being able to just go Instant Fusion, get Panzer Dragon, and turn, kill something. Then we have our Karakuri synchros. We have Tuberado and Tubere. These guys are, you know, the main OTK engine of the deck. You're just going to slam between 2 and 4 of them a turn when you're going off to just end the game. Here's some utility synchros then, like Maturia Beast, Leo, Black Rose, Scrap Dragon, Stardust Spark, and then we have Librarian and Formula Synchron. These guys are cool because you can just get a lot deeper into your deck. If you make Librarian at the start of your combo, you're going to draw a bunch of cards. And then when you make a formula, if you have the Librarian, you'll get to draw 2 cards. But even if you don't, this guy can get you a card deeper and then synchro with especially these guys to get you even further along. So there's a lot of game there. And then we have 1 Exceed, just 1 copy of Draco Sack. Very regularly, you're going to try to get a board with this guy with face down Emptiness, or even both these guys with some Karakuri Synchro sometimes. You can also make a board like this. Even though you don't have any real traps to defend it, this is incredibly hard to make, or rather beat. And it's not that hard for you to make. So that's what you're looking for. You're looking to get some combos, go off, either set up an unbeatable board or just kill your opponent outright. Talk about the sideboard that I have put together for it right now. We have, first off, 3 Breakthrough Skill and a Compulse. I know I said Wind is not that hard to deal with, but some of your other cards aren't that great against Shaddolls. So you might as well have some outs. Plus, Pleiades is actually really hard to deal with, and these cards deal with him. Then we have the 3rd Typhoon, because Vanity's Emptiness is stupid. Then we have a pile of hand traps, 2 Crow, 3 Veiler, and 3 Maxi. I chose these as defensive cards because I also have 2 Royal Decree in here, because, again, I hate Vanity's Emptiness. Honestly, the main reason for the decrees, though, are that artifacts picked up a lot of popularity with this format, and the 20 trap Burning Abyss list was very popular locally. So for disruption in the matches where we're going to want Royal Decree, we put a pile of hand traps in. Crow's not actually very good right now. This should probably be changed. They seem better in theory than they had been in practice. These 6 have all been very good. I actually mained Maxi for a little bit to give myself more defense and, kind of extra copies of Upstart Goblin to get through my deck. While this is a very fast aggressive deck, you don't always open and just go off. A lot of games you summon a Gear Frame and, wait to see what happens. Let's just take a hand real quick so we can kind of just demonstrate what I mean, hopefully. Or this hand will just be the stones and convince myself this deck's broken. Just playing this deck for fun. I've noticed it's pretty good against most things. Like I said, Vanities is the real issue. Machina Fortress is actually just terribly underrated card in the format right now. Most Exceeds can't deal with it without them losing some cards. Like, they spend the 2 monsters to make it, granted one of those probably free. Then they have to target it so you get a card out of their hand. Or if they make something to run it over, you're just going to kill their monster 9 times out of 10. So this is an okay example of what I'm trying to get at. If you draw this 5 gun first, obviously you can't just kill your opponent. You have limited removal, but you can't attack on your first turn. So you can easily make a board next turn though, where you summon this Gear Frame, you add Machina Force to your hand. That's not Machina Force. And then if he survives, next turn you can start making Karakuri Synchros. If he doesn't survive, you can still make like a Leo and put the Machina Fortress back into play by just pitch this guy, synchro with this guy, and then pitch again. And then you have the limited removal threat for the rest of the game. So yes, it's not always going to be that fluid. You're not always going to draw your hand and go, well, I can maybe kill my opponent turn 2. But sometimes you do, and winning for free is great. A lot of times you won't. You'll have to grind out just with Machina Fortress. But in a hand like that, you can pitch one of your Karakuri monsters to just summon Machina Fortress, and then they have to deal with it, and you have Force to just bring it back. So the deck has an impressive amount of grind. Honestly, one of the most used cards in the extra deck for me is Draco Sack, because Machina Fortress is level 7, and Redox is also level 7. So you can almost for free make a Draco, even if you just use it to clear back row, or if you just make the tokens to grind out after your opponent kind of stops you from killing them. It gives the deck an impressive amount of utility. And one of the cooler things about this deck is nobody quite knows how to attack what you're going for. One of the most awkward cards I struggled against post-board was somebody brought in the Band Plays On, which seemed like it won't be too big of a deal, but I just wanted to spam like level 7 monsters. I wanted to, play another Machina Fortress. I wanted to make a beret, and that made it really awkward. So there's a lot of weird cards that people can bring in against you, but by and large you can play around most of them, especially since after boarding we have 3 stun, 3 MST, and a couple decrees. So I don't know. I don't think there's too much in the meta that's hostile towards this deck other than Vanity, which is of course a 3 in almost every deck. So it's a bit contradictory, I know, but by and large you can handle that. Again, by use of trap stun, or just if your opponent doesn't happen to have it. Obviously they're not going to always have one of their emptiness. Their deck is 40 cards. They're not going to draw emptiness first turn every game. They're not going to draw emptiness ever every game. So, I mean, you win some, you lose some. Would I recommend taking this deck to a YCS in the near future? No, absolutely not. But if you're looking for a fun deck for regional or local play, I think this is as fun as it gets. It's a really cool deck. I'm really happy to be messing with it, and I hope you guys like it. Thanks for watching.